at some point in time. And the problem is Russ needs the ball to be most effective. LeBron James, you better put the ball in his hand because he's the best floor general out there. He's going to make sure everybody gets involved.
Yep.
So, yeah, we're back to where we were last year. I don't know how. Even in the honeymoon phase when you're smoking cigars and you're drinking your Lobos, Bron, you, AD, and Russ, I'm thinking then, hey, we got to sacrifice, bro. I know what you've done. You know what I've done. I know what you've done. But we all can't hit the numbers that we're used to getting when we weren't playing with each other.
Yep.
We're all going to have to sacrifice something. Shot attempts, points, play time, shot, whoever shoots the ball late in the game. Okay, we're all going to have to make sacrifices. That's what you should have did last year. Why the hell I need to make a phone call this year and say, hey, guys, let's recommit to one another? Recommit? I thought we did that the first time. You know, I always find it, oh, they renewing their vows. Why? Were the vows broken? You gave me the vows 10 years ago. They still intact. Till death do us part.
Sometimes it gets a little stale.
I don't think renewing the vows gonna help. Ain't nobody going. We said till death do us part, you breathing, I breathing, we together. Now I might go down in the basement and you be in the bedroom, but ain't nobody going. Ain't no divorce going on here. I don't believe in that.
Okay. Back to the Athletics Laker beat writer. And I'm going to reread a little bit of what he concluded his piece with. If it's true that Westbrook isn't willing to accept the role Darvin Ham is asking of him, and that role will include a little more commitment to the defensive end, a little less ball hogging, right? A little more being the cog in the offense, even taking the dunker's role, which is standing down on the baseline,
right,
watching and trying to position yourself to offensive rebound,
right,
a LeBron or AD miss or whoever might miss.
Right.
If he's unwilling to accept that role, and I don't know about that, it seems like he's all ears right now for Darvin Ham, and they've had some good dinner sessions. But the beat writer goes on, then the Lakers need to strongly consider alternative options if they can't trade Westbrook. And we believe he's untradeable. And those alternatives would include, says the Laker beat writer, the drastic scenario of sending him home and paying him $47.1 million to stay away. Okay, you say no way. I told you from day one that this is the ultimate scenario. This is the worst case. But in some ways, I still believe with all my heart and soul that it might be the best case for LeBron and the Lakers next year to just get him out of sight and out of mind.
So he's going to show what? So how happens if we show up?
Well, you would have to release him, owing him $47.1 million.
That's what I'm saying.
And here's the key question to this. I ask you, I'm not exaggerating this. I'm not trying to trick up a question here. I'm dead serious. Are you sure another team would sign Russ for virtually nothing? I don't even know, the rules would require you to pay the minimum for him.
Yes.
And I don't know if that would dilute a little bit, if that would subtract some off the number that Jeannie owes him.
Right.
Not sure exactly how that works. But the point is, would anybody want Russ for free? Anybody out there?
I think somebody would want him for free. Like $3 million. I mean, I don't even know what vet minimum is. $2-3 million, maybe $5 million.
Okay, I don't. Listen, that tape was so damaging last year, and it was for the whole year. It never subsided. It wasn't like he was just in a slump during the January, February. He slumped the whole year. He was the single worst three-point shooter in basketball. He was the fourth worst free throw shooter, led the league in turnovers per game until the last three when he sat and Trae Young barely passed him.
Right.
It's a horrendous combination of negatives that are hard to overcome. And as you continue to say, you want to talk about wild, bad hands. He just got he couldn't finish anything at the rim. He would just lose the basketball at the rim.
Yes.
Well, if you carefully watch the tape from last year, what team could use that?
None. Nobody.
Because he's not going to change his mindset, his head strongness.
Right.
He still thinks he's Russell Westbrook.
I don't think people want Russ. They just want those draft picks that the Lakers have.
Okay, but what if he's just Okay, my scenario is if Jeannie says bite the bullet, just eat the 47. We owe him 47, but just tell him to go about his go on his merry way. Go elsewhere. We release you. You can do whatever you want. You can go sit for a year, or you can go play for a year somewhere else. I do not believe anybody would sign him for free.
I think somebody paid $5 million, Skip. I don't think anybody wants him for $47 million.
To do what? I don't know. Are you going to entrust him with your offense? Because you got to give it up to him. He's going. If you say you're our starting point guard, he will lead your team by far in usage rate. The ball will be in his hands, and he's going to dribble it through the floor, and he's going to miss a lot of shots at the rim, and he's going to miss a whole lot of threes. He's going to lead the league in air balls.
Yeah.
You know it, and I know it because you kept telling me athleticism has waned.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. I don't see any value, which is why addition by subtraction, I'm not exaggerating 1 ounce on this. LeBron would be better off next year without him in the equation.
I believe
even if you don't replace him, even if there's no Kyrie.
I definitely
if
believe,
it's just LeBron and AD, and then
I agree.
We're going to talk about this a little later, but it felt like LeBron was kind of warming back up to Schroeder on social media. And you can laugh all you want, but was Dennis Schroeder better than Russ? You better believe he was. Mm-hmm. He was pretty good. I know you were pulling your hair out coming in here, right?
Yeah.
You were out of your mind half the time, but not like you were about Russ.
No.
Because Schroeder was fixable. Schroeder is 28. He's still got lightning quickness. I know he busted in Boston.
Yeah.
I know it didn't work. I'm just saying that LeBron could get along better and play at a higher level with Schroeder than he can with Russ, because Russ still believes he's Russ. Schroeder knows his strengths and especially his weaknesses.
Right.
He knows LeBron's rhythm and cadence, and
he played with AD.
He did.
Yeah.
And AD went crazy because his entry passes were always a little short.
Right.
It's not what Schroeder really does. He's got more two in him than one. Mm-hmm. We know that. I'm just saying, I'd much rather have Schroeder than I would Russell Westbrook.
The Skip, the thing is that I agree with you on this. Russ is never going to accept the lesser role. So the sixth man is out. Because they could have, when Frank Vogel, when he had the opportunity, when he got the blessing from Jeannie, whether it was Rob Pelinka, Kurt Rambis, whomever was up above him, say, do what you feel is necessary in the best interest of this team.
Yeah.
That was his opportunity. Russ, it's out of my hands. That's what I told him. Russ, it's out of my hands. That's when he could have made it really uncomfortable and said, Russ, hey, get me up out of here.
Okay.
But they didn't do that.
Why did Russ just fire his agent? I'm pretty sure he fired him as opposed to a mutual irreconcilable difference. Mm-hmm. But if he did fire the agent, he fired him because the agent is trying to gently say, Russ, you're not the same guy anymore.
Yes.
And Russ is saying, hell with that.
Yes.
And hell with you.
Yes.
I'm out.
Skip, he's like, look, it's becoming very, very apparent the Lakers would need to add additional compensation.
That's what he said.
And then on that, Russ will probably need to be amenable to a buyout. Skip, that's what the man that's represented you for 14 years. He's seen you up close at your best and now at not so at your best. So he's probably been to a lot of the family functions.